right, we're on the road traveling to shoot a project right now. Bringing out a lot of the goodies. We got FPV drones, we got the Cinelifter, we got some scuba gear even. But this is the new thing right here. I don't know if I want to advertise that there's like almost $20,000 worth of drone gear. We need to change out this label for something that no one wants to steal.
Student loans.
Student loans. Actually rolls really nice. Whee! The video we're shooting out here should be pretty explosive.
That video's gonna really pop off.
You said 30 miles that way is Area 51?
Grim, like,
We should just go over and check on the aliens.
if you try to get that thing even like remotely close, they'll just down it immediately.
But we got DJI Care, and they cover everything pretty much.
Hello,
so,
DJI Care. I accidentally flew my drone next to Area 51.
I mean, they cover flyaways too, so I'm pretty sure it also covers
Oh no,
getting
my
shot
drone
down by the Air
flew
Force.
away into the most restricted airspace in the world.
So updated new batteries. These are TB51. Downside is that they're not cross-compatible with the previous version, so you will have to get new batteries if you have a bunch of TB50s, but these are supposed to be better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 presses, and this thing should wake up. Check it out. They made the props so you literally can't put the wrong one on. 7-inch displays, 1200 nits, so bright enough to see in straight daylight, which is nice. What's really cool is that these are hot swappable. If you want to swap out batteries, it's got an internal battery inside so that you can keep it on. As long as you got batteries charging, you can pretty much keep this all on without ever having to turn it off. So big deal with Inspire is that we have 2 cameras on here. So this is the FPV camera. Pilot will look through this. It's a 1/1.8-inch sensor in here, but down here is the filming camera. They're calling it the X9 Air, and basically what you would get out of the 8K Ronin 4D, but just kind of trimmed down a little bit so it's lighter weight. Downside is that it does not have built-in ND filters, so we have to still thread them up front, but that does help with weight and battery life and all that stuff. So let's get this thing in the air. Full stick forward on sport mode, I'm generally getting around 49 miles per hour. Feeling pretty good about this shot. Nice wide angle. What do you think, Sam?
This is fun.
This is kind of cool. It's made by LoomCube and meets all federal drone regulations and requirements. We're gonna be doing a little bit of flying after dark. Looks like it's just a little Velcro. This thing weighs nothing. And now we have a beacon. You usually want the landing gears up when you're in the air so that your secondary camera can pan around without the landing legs getting in the shot. But there's actually some benefits of having the landing gears down. It almost has like this nose up angle to it. So with that, you can actually tilt the camera up higher without seeing the drone. So anytime you want to get a shot where you're kind of looking up at something, which we will be utilizing today. And also the max flight time is 28 minutes, but the way you get that is actually having the legs down and moving forward at a cruising speed. You actually get less battery life if you're just hovering still because you're kind of hovering above your prop wash. It's auto landing because it's low battery right now, so let's just see how accurate this is. Not bad. 6 inches off. With the RTK positioning, it would probably just be like dead on. Having that dual native ISO at 4000 is definitely saving us here. Dang, that thing's bright.
That's brighter than my future.
And from the testing we've kind of done, the higher base definitely looks pretty good. So definitely a big upgrade there.
Whoa. I was getting dinner for everyone. What was that? Look at this. Oh!
Private fireworks show here. So we're getting all these shots at 4K 120 in ProRes, and we still get to maintain that full frame sensor, which is nice. But it is worth noting that after 30 frames per second, you do lose a little bit of dynamic range, I think down to 13 stops instead of the 14.5 we usually get. And also the dual native ISO bases go down to 320 and 1600. And these shots were really tricky to get because we really have no point of reference on what we're aiming the camera at. But after some trial and error, eventually we figured out a good system. So I was looking at the wide angle FPV camera, which is much better in low light than the previous version, and it was just enough detail for me to figure out the trajectory of the firework. I would tell Sam which way it's headed and he could shift the gimbal around just to try to square up.
Slightly to the right. I know.
And after we got all the shots we needed, we definitely pushed in a little bit tighter.
Whoa.
This is why you get DJI Care.
What happened? What happened?
Nothing happened. Yeah. That was cool. We definitely got some cool stuff with the Inspire. Now, what's interesting about having a camera this good on a drone is that it is just as useful on the ground as well. It's like an instant remote head. There were a few fireworks that went off over 400 feet, so I had to tilt up to get them in frame. But unfortunately, I forgot to lower the landing legs so you could see the head and the propellers in the frame. Now, of course, I couldn't leave without sending up the FPV drone for that super high risk shot. So make sure you keep an eye out on Veritasium's channel.
That is so wicked.
Dude, yeah! There we go.
And if you've managed to make it this far without subscribing to Veritasium, you definitely should, because you will genuinely be a smarter person by doing so. Like seriously, my brain doubles in size every time I watch one of his videos. So we just had a really successful shoot with the Inspire, but on the way back from the hotel room, Carrie's like, there's donkeys just walking around this gas station.
Yes, they're wild. Oh, they're absolutely wild.
What? Oh, you're so cute. I think they're coming home with us. All right, Derek, you like flying drones.
I like flying small drones.
It's still DJI, so it feels like the same type of thing.
It looks like something from Alien.
Do you want to try flying it first, or do you want to try to up first?
Just operate the camera. That way, if something goes wrong, we just lose the shot, not the drone.
Why don't you at least do the takeoff here? So, I mean, just treat it like your Mavic.
Too easy.
Okay, I'm gonna slowly start accelerating, picking up speed.
Cool.
And then I'm gonna go full on sport.
This is so cool.
A little tricky, huh?
It is tricky. See what a noob camera operator looks like operating the Inspire.
Here we go. Woo! All right.
That's nice.
All right. And you don't have to worry about crashing into bushes or the side of the mountain here.
Amazing. I love that.
There we go. There we go. Here comes the jump. Here comes the jump. Ready to go. Oh!
Apologizing to all the Potato Jet audiences right now.
It honestly takes a lot of practice.
Making like some mashed potato out of this.
I guess you got a little spark and that's all I can
Oh, you
buy.
got a Spark. Yeah. You got to get a FPV drone next.
Oh, man.
That's the next one. Do you know about FPV drones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
tried to did it and then you bring it in Hawaii, guess what? Never come
I'm
back.
guessing it never came back. Maybe we should try 4K 120. Maybe 60 just for the hard drive space. 4K.
You're like, he's not gonna get any amazing 4K 120 shots. Let's not waste the space.
50 mil is definitely going to be quite a bit trickier. Yeah, there we go.
Very nice, very nice.
Nailed it.
What is more stressful, driving the truck or trying to follow it?
Guess we'll find out soon enough, huh?
Yep. The worst cinematography ever
No, you're
of Potato Jet.
right.
You could be
And
like,
then it's
stick to science. Jump coming here,
go.
jump coming here.
Woo,
Got
there
some
we go.
air,
Okay,
yeah.
we got it. All right, cool. So let's see if we could get a little more proximity. I'll get
Let's
a
do
little
it.
bit tighter.
Let's do it.
Make it a little bit more challenging for you.
That's a nice shot.
Yeah, there we go.
Wonder how they feel about this. I would feel
Here we go.
terrified.
Woo.
Jesus.
How you feeling
Sorry.
about proximity?
I like it.
Yeah, all right.
I like it's an extra challenge.
I'll do a chase then. I'm chasing.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
Oh,
get
I like
there in
that
the
dust.
Yeah, there we go.
I mean, it doesn't have to be in the middle of frame. We should shoot 8K and then you can just punch in.
You're doing great, honestly. Like, I think the experience from flying Mavics has really, it carries over. That stick control, you know?
Yeah, I appreciate you saying. Just as he's saying stick control. Yes.
Yeah, there we go. Now we're really nailing it. Doesn't it feel kind of fun to be able to do these really long sideways profile shots without worrying about,
Running into something
Yeah.
on the side.
because I'm not even looking at the truck. If I was focused on framing up the shot, I couldn't position as well, you know what I mean?
Well, if I was focusing on flying, it would already be crashed.
You excited to be out there next? I'm gonna chase you with the FPV maybe afterwards.
I think that'll be fun.
Here we go.
And turn. Go in and accelerate.
How you feeling about this, Derek?
Terrified, honestly. So I think like Carrie should go first. I think,
think so.
As a gentleman.
And huge shout out to Speed Vegas. They're letting us jump these trucks and also chase it with a sitter lifter. If you're ever looking for something crazy to do and you find yourself in Las Vegas, definitely stop by and tell them Potato Jet sent you. I don't think they'll do anything for you, to be honest, but maybe it'll get them to bring me back, and I really want to take some of their supercars out for a couple laps. Yeah. How was it?
It was awesome.
Was it pretty scary?
They really they make it easy. How was it? Did you love it?
I can't wait to go.
I had a blast. No, it was
Yeah.
great. It was great.
Oh.
Terrified
Full
going
on
in.
adrenaline rush, huh?
Yeah,
Hell
so much fun.
Now you ready to go drifting?
Let's do it.
I follow you. I gotta take a selfie, okay?
Yeah, we'll take a selfie after. You gotta freak us out first
Oh,
before
great.
you.
Is this a good, what handle is
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah! That was so cool. What was your name?
Bomac.
Oh, right here on the
Bomac. Oh,
helmet.
Bomac. All right, cool. Well, now you get to be in a video. Hey.
Like, I can't believe drifting right up close to the wall. I was like, I thought we might see lunch again.
Now on the side here, there is a little 3.5 mil time code port, which is super nice. So I could plug in something like the Tentacle sync. So all I have to do is go over to Jam Sync right now, immediately recognizes the time code and syncs it up. So now I can go ahead and pull it out, and it's now going to run on its internal clock for shoots where we have multiple cameras and multiple microphones and people recording at different types, and you don't want to do this whole clap thing. A huge help to also have the drone on time code as well. Now, one of the things I want to test out right now is top speed, because they say 58 miles per hour, but earlier I had it in sport mode and couldn't really hit 50. So in normal mode, I'm hitting 33 miles per hour. So I'm probably gonna have to switch this over here, which is gonna give me ADI mode. ADI mode into the wind, 44 miles per hour, and I'm topping out here. So cool, let me go ahead and turn around. Now I should have a little bit of a tailwind. So let's see if I can pick up the pace a little bit. All right, 50, we crossed 50. Oh, 59, 63. Okay, so attitude mode with a little bit of tailwind is what you need to get that top speed here. But attitude mode is a bit more of a manual experience compared to GPS. It's not like FPV full manual, but you do get pushed around by the wind a bit, so you just have to be a little bit more comfortable with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop back into sport mode, and it looks like you're topping out around 49 miles per hour, even with a bit of a tailwind. You got an Inspire too, right?
Yeah.
You want to pilot first, or you want to gimbal off?
I want to pilot.
Pilot? All right,
Yeah,
I'm gonna take
launching.
camera control back. Should we just try 8K?
Forgot this thing shoots 8K.
Just destroy my hard drives here.
Should we get Ed?
Let's do it.
It's smooth. It's
Yeah.
very precise.
Yeah, and there's actually a way to get it even more precise with this thing called the RTK.
Because the Inspire 2 definitely drifts a little bit.
Less drifting, you know?
Yeah, definitely less drifting. Did you get the DJI care with this thing? Should have asked that before I picked up the stick.
No, go for it.
I want to try the camera.
Yeah,
now.
you want to try camera up?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Damn, dude, this is so sick.
Yeah,
How's that focus though?
right
Oh,
there.
so
Oh,
the
was it a little
autofocus,
soft?
Yeah, this is sick. Damn it, now I want one. Okay, I can tell you right now, battery life. Battery would have already been dead on the Inspire
yeah?
2.
So let's try some 60 here.
Oh, dude, that looks so nice.
Oh, we got the sunset behind
yeah.
it. Yeah. Let's try to get the pace in there. Oh, yeah. I think we got a good profile moment there, huh?
How is the tracking on this thing?
I'll go ahead and do a wrap. So this is just all tracking. So
Can you reframe her?
yeah. So
Oh
go
yeah,
ahead.
look at that. That's awesome.
So you can center it out. This actually looks sick right here.
Right, approaching ground. Fly with caution.
Yeah, I like flying
Dude,
low.
you're really low.
Ooh, did I touch the ground?
Yeah.
The only thing is like the FPV camera is kind of up higher than the actual
Yeah.
camera. Check it out. That's where I scraped a little bit of the bottom right there. A little scrape, but hey, it didn't take it down.
$20,000 Harley. It's just a little scrape.
Oh,
It shows that I used it.
I mean, it's an adventure bike, right? You gotta take it
Exactly.
on adventures.
I'm like, hell yeah, that's my battle scar.
I think there's even a cable cam option.
Yeah, there is.
Auto start waypoints. So it's automatically adding points.
So I'm doing like a crazy serpentine here.
It looks like you could look on the map, kind of just see you're out
All
there.
right, let's save this. 3D dolly. All right, ready? Here we go. It's not messing around. It's not like the Mavic where it takes forever to get to the first waypoint.
Yeah.
Like it's like, all right, we're doing business here. No, okay, I'm doing the dolly. I'm doing the control. Look it. All I'm doing is just pushing the throttle here, and I can stop. But look, it just followed that track perfectly. So now I'm going backwards on the track precisely. Here's forward, here's reverse. That's it.
Oh.
And then literally, you're just adjusting the speed at which it's flying it. See that?
Whoa.
That's crazy.
So obviously the Inspire is going to outperform a Mavic in many ways, but I think for me, the biggest reason why I would choose an Inspire is for dual operation. I mean, it's kind of like a cinema camera, right? Like, sure, you can take an Arri Alexa and solo operate it, but it's really designed for a crew or team, and that's what makes it so good. Now, if I was just operating myself, I'd probably go with a Mavic. It can connect to 2 devices, and it actually is compatible with this wireless video screen that we might have seen in the Ronin 4D gimbal control right here. And focus pulling, you could also remove the grips and attach it onto something like the master wheels for a more classic style of camera operation. From here, you have the option to daisy chain a focus unit for the AC, but you could also hook it up to your second controller. And there's a lot of different ways to configure this thing so that you can get a video feed out over to a director's monitor and Video Village. I feel like DJI is doing a good job right now creating a whole ecosystem for this thing. So I would say 2 to 3 operators is the sweet spot for the Inspire. But if you go onto a full-on crew, everyone gets what they need, but also even solo op with smart features like Waypoint Pro, where you can kind of create that 3D dolly system so it kind of runs its path, and then you can just focus on operating the camera the second time you go at it. And then there's features like Spotlight Pro, so if I hit that, you'll notice that it's tracking me. It's got a nice circle right here, so I'm gonna go ahead and click on that, and if I hit track right here, it should just frame up with me and I could adjust my position of the frame. Now I can just focus on the FPV camera and make sure I don't crash into anything, and it should compose me. Seems to be working really, really well right now. It's holding me pretty good. You know, I never ended up getting the Inspire 2, but I did have the original Inspire, and man, this thing is just so much better in every single way. All right, so I'm editing the scene. Look at that. At first I thought that was like a dead pixel or something, but then I paused the screen and I saw it move, so it's like, oh wait, okay, wait, is that a bug on the screen? But look, it's not actually on the surface of the screen. It's got to be inside. See, like it's what is going on? Are you trapped inside of the screen? Is that even possible? How do I get this thing out? What am I? Anyways, now we should talk about obstacle avoidance sensors. So it shouldn't hit me. Oh, hey, yeah, that actually was a little bit scary. Let me just autofocus on me real quick. Yeah, I was ready to like dive out the way, but it did good. It saw me and it stopped. You do have some control over certain parameters of your obstacle avoidance, and horizontal, upward, and downward. So quite a bit of control. I personally typically fly with it off because I'm afraid for it to just kind of halt while like a vehicle's coming at it or something. So I like to just have full manual control. My rule is that these sensors are nice to have, but never rely on them because they work like I would say 99.9% of those times, but times where it's a power line or it's dark or for whatever reason, little branch hits it, takes it down. So fly safe and maybe consider DJI Care Pro. It's basically DJI's protection program, and it is definitely steep, but it definitely has some pretty good coverage from repairs to maintenance to battery replacements. And if you're like me and you generally fly with sensors turned off a majority of the time, then it could definitely pay itself off if you have an incident. Check it out.
Let's see this thing.
Well, this is exciting. Oh,
Wow. What kind of HDMI is it?
Full size.
Full size HDMI?
Yeah.
Hey.
Ooh, I love this.
The locking ring?
Yeah, it's a
That's
DO mount with the
amazing.
lock ring. See here? Oh, here. That's the media.
Instead of
And then
having
they
a
just plug
reader,
right in.
it is a reader.
Yeah.
That's
cool.
super
That's
epic.
really nice. Strap and waist support kit. Oh, hey, that's interesting.
Oh, that's actually kind of nice. I like it.
Except for if you're like a heavy breather, it's like
Oh yeah, yeah.
pretty bright screen too. I could see it like even though the sun's blasting it.
It feels comfortable.
This case is nice where it just kind of fits all the
Oh yeah,
previous
this
ones.
is really nice.
Wait, is that a full 360 camera or?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. Try to
Let's
continuously
yeah.
pan.
No, I think there's a limit.
I mean, it makes sense.
no
It makes sense
way.
because there's still this.
I'm done.
Can I look up at the drone? Oh, look at that. We can see the drone. Man,
yeah,
this
you
lens
can.
is so wide. This is how the drone can
very
vlog
wide.
Like a
itself with an
360
18 mil.
camera.
Fly with caution.
Oh, and it actually gives me like coordinates. See this? That's where the helicopter, the direction is.
That's crazy. It literally put a box around the helicopter
Yeah.
there. Dual upping changes the game, doesn't it?
Oh yeah,
It
big
really
time.
does. It really
Like,
does.
there's only so much you could do single op. Check it out. Take over.
And I'll just come up over these
Over
trees,
the trees.
swoop down.
Get down, get down.
You're still behind me.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, well I'll come in for a landing.
How fast can you swap batteries?
We gotta get back up in the air.
in the air. Director's like telling us, hurry up, you guys are slow.
Batteries have independent releases, so it's easier to hot swap,
Now
huh?
it's just like easier. Boom, snaps
Two.
out. Two.
Yeah. Okay, for testing, I'm gonna get out of ProRes, especially if it's just us flying around the park.
Yeah.
All right, should we try flying at 50 mil?
I'm gonna give you some foreground here,
All right,
okay?
let's do it. I mean, that was kind of boring, but yeah. Over the trees is cooler.
Oh,
gotta work with what
I'm
we got.
sorry.
We
Why
gotta
don't you
work
have
with what we
Josh
got.
fly then?
I mean,
Flight time's been pretty awesome, and the video,
The
my
FPV?
pilot, yeah.
Wait, so how bad was the i2 FPV camera?
I think it's 4 pixels.
Yeah. The director's like, lower, lower, and I can't tell how close I am to the ground.
at ease now. You're like, oh, I can
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Because like, if you can't see anything, you don't want to fly anywhere. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm
You're just scared.
I mean, this charge is pretty cool.
That is
like it?
cool. I
Yeah,
like how it
I like
folds.
And then there's some USB out.
65 watt out, and you can do rapid charge.
You guys know what this stuff is for? High precision GNSS mobile station.
Oh, I know what this is. It's a spear.
So this is only if you need like some super precision.
That's insane.
This looks like construction material here.
yeah.
So it didn't come with a manual?
We don't need the manual. We're a bunch of professionals here.
Top of the air.
Oh no, that doesn't work.
I got it now. I got it. I got it.
This is where we have to do the time lapses with the fades and like the 35 minutes later.
Oh, it doesn't,
That doesn't
even.
fit in there.
But you put that in there. That's got to go in there.
Don't touch my hand.
Really get this in the ground. Here, everyone step at the same time.
Okay,
Ready?
ready?
1, 2, 3.
Doesn't do anything.
I feel like we're a bunch of gorillas like that kind of like finding the close. He's having way too much fun over there.
Sorry.
Some Martians are about to land their UFO right here. We received your signal.
You guys order pizza?
Space pizza! Whoa, you guys actually figure something out?
Yeah, we got it to work. So 35 satellites, it's just really connected.
Crap, yeah.
And it is holding its position really well. Look at that straight line it's making right there.
So if you have the time to set this thing up, it just gives you like extra precision.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you guys messed with the RTK?
Not on this yet.
Yeah.
We use RTK pretty frequently on like the Altas and stuff. So instead of it being satellites to your drone, it's satellites to the drone as well as satellites to a base station, and then it's calculating all three in a triangle. Normal GPS mode, it'll kind of do this a little bit. In RTK, it just doesn't move. We'll use it if there's a VFX shot.
Time lapses, that would be useful, huh? And this is also cool that you could just hop over to 2.4. So if you were on 2.4 on here, would you feel comfortable flying like your FPV Cinelifters and stuff like that? Because it's just like separated enough.
Oh, dude.
What?
This is new.
Oh, you have like really fine control over your frequencies.
And then here's 40 megahertz. Oh, there's a 10 megahertz.
That's awesome. So you actually have fine control over the frequencies. That's pretty cool.
And I love this box so you can see if there's interferences in your area, you can kind of pick it. So now here, let's see 10 megahertz. So this is a sliver.
I mean, this is awesome if you're also flying FPV.
That's beautiful. That's what you want to see.
Look how clean it is too. See how it's not spilling over?
Super useful on set when you have like everyone on different frequencies.
Everyone
and
on
like,
their Teradeks?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what's really cool about auto is at least like if someone does flip on a Teradek and they put it on the same frequency they happen to be on, it's at least going to jump and move where it needs to.
What's your favorite thing about the i3?
Oh, the image sensor is just better. The highlights are so much better now.
You want more lens options though, right?
Oh God, yes. The lens is like what gives us character. Having the L mount and the M mount options on the Ronin 4D was so killer because you can put these fun lenses on.
Zoom lens out for the Ronin 4D. It's a bummer that that doesn't work on here. That would have been awesome, but it's just too heavy, huh?
Yeah.
I guess it's just like when you're flying something, it's just like every ounce counts. You're a wheels guy, Davis?
Right. No, I'm definitely a joystick guy, but there's definitely a very good reason to use wheels. And it's when you're trying to blind pan to a mark. I know that my end frame needs to be here. I'll end in that one spot and it will hit that spot.
So this is an interesting setting called quick spin. So if I turn that on, when the gimbal reaches the limit, then the drone will automatically rotate. Oh look, it did it. So in a way, we almost have infinite 360 if we turn this feature on. If I move off to the side and then it hits the limit, it does the rotation along with the movement. So it doesn't actually screw up the motion. So that's actually kind of an interesting solution. If I'm flying the FPV camera and all of a sudden it starts spinning around, I'd be kind of maybe freaked out. So I'm still unsure if I want to leave this on or not. You can also go in and program some buttons in. So I programmed one of my buttons to be able to switch between gimbal profiles real fast. So if you're the cam op, you can switch between slow, medium, and fast. I also programmed in my waveform so I could pop that up at any point to see how underexposed I am. They got zebras and peak focus, and I just love that we could hop over to Super 35 mode here. Now the 50 mil is a bit tighter, so sometimes I just want that extra reach. And I would also bet that you probably have less rolling shutter out of the Super 35 mode. That is one of the things that I wish could be improved. Fast whips and fast like foreground crosses, you can definitely see a little bit of that. So I just found out that if you go above 30 frames per second, it changes the sensor mode and gives you less rolling shutter. So if you're doing a shot where you're worried about it, maybe try 48 or 60 frames per second with a wide open shutter, and that should give you better results. And then we have our codecs. The user interface of this whole thing is great. It looks like we can import some LUTs, so we would put it on an SSD. This is a tool that I plan on using in a professional capacity. So as I put more and more hours into this, I'll definitely uncover more and unravel more. But first impressions, like, man, it flies so good. It flies good. The camera quality is really nice, and overall they've really streamlined a lot of it. You pop off the gimbal and that just goes into this case right here, and you can slot it in here. There's another one with the same shape that holds your lenses, and there's actually room up here to where you can throw this in. So maybe if they expand out their lens lineup, then you could put more here. This has room for 10 batteries, and this is the 8-bay battery charger. And for these smaller batteries, they fit 2 in like this, and you could throw the charger. So everything kind of fits in like a puzzle. Now, if you line up the propellers perfectly, then you should be able to actually close the case like that. But it could bend if you don't line it up perfectly. So these propellers, they come off pretty quick, and pretty much everything you need to fly. And wheel it away. But that is it for this video. It is always a good day when we can make it to the end without crashing the drone. And really happy to see just across the board improvements on the Inspire 3, because there were definitely rumors that there wasn't even gonna be an Inspire 3 because DJI sells so many Mavics that they're gonna kind of just like leave the cinema drones behind. But really happy to see this is here. Definitely expecting this thing to be somewhat of an industry standard now that it is here, and it is awesome. And that is all. See you guys later. Bye. These allergies are kicking my ass.